Hello and good morning, everyone. Um, Hope you don't mind the music in the background here. I figured I would just play it just for this video. So if you do hear it, try to unwind if you can. But today I wanted to do something completely different from what I usually do, which is reviews on things. I want to show you a little project that I've been doing since I've started my spiritual journey. And I'm going to show you how to make your 7 candles for the 7 chakras. Technically, we have more chakras, but we usually focus on the main 7. So that's what I'm going to focus on here right now. Okay. So the first thing that you're going to need, obviously, you're going to need 7 candles corresponding to the different 7 chakras that we have here. So we got red for root, red for the root chakra. Okay. We got orange for the sacral. See if my camera can pick this up. There we go. Okay. We got yellow for solar plexus. We got green here. Well, sea green for heart. Light blue for the throat. This is technically a light purple here. I'll explain more in a minute, but this is light purple and I'm going to use this for the brow / third eye chakra. Technically the color that we picked is indigo, but this is what I'm going with. Okay. And then white for the crown. All of these candles I ended up getting from Dollar Tree, well, from select Dollar Tree stores, because that's usually where I get my items right now, because I don't have a lot of money for this ever since I started my journey. So I would recommend going to Dollar Tree. That would be your best bet. Look for the color of the candles that you are looking for. Make sure that these wicks here are centered. Make sure every single one of them are centered. And please do better than me, okay? Make sure that this doesn't happen. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. But please make sure that the wick doesn't look like this. Make sure that it's actually centered. Be as thorough as you can be, okay? Now, to explain the colors before we actually dive into it here, I know that the heart chakra technically has a much darker green, and I know for certain that the brow and third eye chakra technically is indigo. But ever since meditating and working on the chakras, at least the ones I have, I find that these 2 colors here, these 2 colors that I'm talking about right now, these colors right here are the ones that usually show up for me. Okay. Like a light sea green, and this color, like a light purple, something like that, like a lavender kind of purple. These are the colors that usually show up for the corresponding chakras, at least for me. And then for the crown chakra, this shows up as white. Now, if you want to go traditional, with the traditional colors of the chakra, by all means do so. But everybody's journey is different, and these are the colors I choose to use for my chakras because these are the colors I usually see when I work with them. Okay? It is all up to you. If you want to go traditional with the chakra colors, do so. If you want to personalize them based on the colors that you see when you work with the chakras, go for it. Okay? One last thing before I move forward. It doesn't have to be 7-day candles. I am currently using these because 7-day candles are my favorite types of candles to work with when it comes to candle magic, okay? If you don't have 7-day candles, you can always use taper candles or any other type of candle. You can even use tea light candles if you want to, okay? Just be careful. Just be really, really careful. Practice fire safety and all of that stuff, okay? But for the sake of this video and for the sake of my project, I'm using 7-day candles. Okay, next ingredients, next items that you're going to need. You're going to need some glue. Okay, doesn't matter what kind of glue. I prefer a glue stick. You're going to need scissors. Okay, you are going to need cutouts of the symbols for each chakra. You can print this out at your library. You can print this out at home. It does not matter. Okay, print out all 7 symbols. You need that. you are going to need two oils here and two anointing oils here. These are my two oils that I've had for a while now. As you can see, this is like a oil for overall health, and then this oil I use when I just want to connect to my intuition or when I want to connect to spirit guides or the angels or whoever it is. Okay, I made these myself, so you're going to need those. And then last, you're going to need some herbs. These are the two herbs that I'm using, which is hyssop and palo santo. Okay, you don't have to use hyssop or palo santo. You can use rosemary if that's all you have. You can use basil. It's up to you. It's up to you what you want to anoint your candles with. All right, that's pretty much all you need. Let's get started. So I'm going ahead and move these candles out of the way for a second. So the first thing that we're going to do before you even start, I'm going to demonstrate by using, let's go with the heart. Let's start with the heart chakra here. Make sure that you remove all the labels off of the candles. If you're using 7-day candles, make sure that you take off all the labels. Make sure that you thoroughly clean the candles, okay? Make sure that you thoroughly clean them. Make sure they have no labels. Again, make sure the wick is centered and just make sure that they've been cleansed of any dirt, dust, and other people's energy. It's basic stuff. So we're going to start with the heart chakra here because this one I've been working on for quite a long time. So the first thing that you're going to do here, or at least what I do, find the corresponding symbol for the heart chakra, which is this. Okay? And you are going to go ahead and just glue it right onto your candle. Very, very easy to do. Okay? So I'm going to demonstrate here. Take your glue stick. Oh, and don't worry about neatness, guys. Okay? These are your candles. Okay? You design them the way that you want to design them. Okay? Take your glue. Use your glue stick. And then just carefully place it. See if I can get this right here. Carefully place it in the center of your candle. Smooth it in. There you go. Okay. All right. Very, very, very easy. Okay. So this is the heart chakra here. I am going to come back and I will finish up the other candles and then I will show them to you. All right. Be right. I'm back. They're all put on, every single one of them, okay? So they all have their corresponding chakras based on the colors that they are or the colors that I identify with. So all of these have been glued on. And because this glue in particular is really, really strong, it's extra strength. You can probably find us at any arts and crafts store. It's not going to come off. These aren't going to come off at all. Okay? So the next thing that I do personally, once I'm done putting these on, is I go ahead and take my scissors and I go ahead and I cut the candle wicks down to proper, I trim the wicks down to proper size. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Wish that I could adjust my camera so you could see, but we're just going to go ahead and I'm just going to cut these down to size here. Okay. So I just did the root. I'm going to go ahead and do the sacral here. Sorry, guys. I got to do this off camera, okay? Try to be as careful as I can. But always make sure that anytime that you use a candle, no matter what candle it is, always, always trim the wick, okay? Don't just burn them automatically because you don't know how the candle might not even burn properly or something horrible might happen, and you don't want that to happen. Just practice fire safety, okay? That's the most important thing. So I'm going to go ahead and continue cutting these wicks here. And just as a little background, I've actually been doing this, like I said at the start of the video, I've been doing this since I've started my spiritual journey. And these are just more cost effective, so to speak, because I know I can head over, if I had the money, I would just head over to like a metaphysical store and get like a multicolored candle, so to speak. Wish I actually had one right now so I could show you what I'm talking about. But normally I would just get a multicolored candle and just work with that. But I found out two things ahead of time. The first thing was that these metaphysical stores, at least where I'm located at, they tend to be far away, and I don't have a vehicle at my disposal to just get up and go. So I have to actually plan my trips ahead of time, which means Uber and Lyft can be super duper expensive, okay? Depending on the area that you're in. I'm sure if y'all use Uber and Lyft, y'all would understand. You would completely understand. So that's the first thing. The second thing is back when I would use certain chakra candles here, those, I guess the way that the multicolored candles would work, they didn't really give me enough time to properly focus on each chakra so I can address which ones I really, really need to address. I don't think it would give me enough time because either those candles would burn too fast or they just wouldn't really burn at all. They just wouldn't really burn evenly. This method allows me to accurately focus on each chakra that I feel needs to be worked on the most. And I'll go ahead and add a third reason before I continue. Third reason, I these types of candles that I mentioned over at the typical metaphysical stores, sure, they got plain candles there, but usually the stores I go to, they're sold out of those. But sometimes the candles that are designated for the chakras or even the multicolored candles, those can be very, very pricey. I've seen candles like those go up from like $6 to $13. And the ones that were nearly 13 bucks, they were already prepared with like glitter, some sort of powder, and maybe some sort of scent and oils. And I'm just kind of, I don't have that kind of disposable income right now. This is much more efficient to me. All right, enough babbling. So all the wicks have been trimmed. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera so I can show you how I anoint my candles. Okay. So just give me a minute. Be right. Alrighty. Here are my candles right here. So I am going to go ahead and start with this oil, the Divine Health oil. And like I said, I make my own oils. I rarely buy stuff from I rarely buy buy oils from the metaphysical store. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this oil right here, and I'm just gonna take a couple of drops and I'm just gonna anoint these candles right here, okay? Hopefully the camera picks this up, okay? And you don't need a lot of oils either, just like a few drops, okay? Okay, just a few drops. A few drops will do you good. Take a little bit more oil. I've actually been crafting my own oils for quite some time now. So it just makes my practice just more effective when I put my own energy into it. So I've been doing this for a while. I just found that the store-bought oils, um, I don't know, they just don't really work for me. And I find that when I customize my own, they just tend to work a lot better. So been doing that ever since. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this oil right here. Give it a good shake. Always shake up your oil so you can get the ingredients flowing, get them mixed together. Okay. And I'm just going to take this. And as always, I'm going to drip some oil. A little goes a long way. You don't need to overload your candle. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. And what I like to do is I like to pick up each candle and I just like to kind of swirl the oil in using a finger. Okay. Okay. Going to be quiet for just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and bless these candles just for a minute. Okay. Okay. And then the last thing that I'm going to do here, I'm going to take my herbs. In this case, like I said, I chose hyssop and Palo Santo. Okay. So I'm going to start with the Palo Santo first. And I'm just going to take some and just gently dress these candles with it. This Palo Santo can be found over at a metaphysical store or you can order it online. You just have to pay for shipping. I found this at two of my favorite metaphysical stores. Again, I just have to plan my trip carefully because, like I said before, Uber and Lyft are super pricey right now. And I just don't have that kind of money to just go wherever I want to go. Okay. Okay. And since I am working to heal and balance my chakras, I am going in a clockwise motion. Okay. If I wanted to remove something, I would just go counterclockwise. It's how I've always worked. So, okay. Okay. That's for the Palo Santo. Next, I'm going to take some hyssop. I'm going to crush it a little bit in my hand here so it can be a little easier to spread. I'm going to take out some big twigs too. Okay, so I crushed it up a little bit in my hand. And I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle it onto each candle here. It's okay if a little mess happens. It happens, okay? Sometimes when you're dressing candles, it's not the neatest thing you can do, right? Sometimes you just got to get a little bit dirty. And try to keep your herbs away from the wick here. I usually try to do this myself. So again, practice fire safety. Reminds me of Smokey the Bear, honestly. But that's just me talking. All right, I'm going to take a little bit more hyssop here. Just a little bit. Same thing that I said with oils. The same thing applies with herbs. A little goes a long way. You do not need to add a whole bunch, okay? Don't overload your candle. It's unnecessary and it just creates another fire. But I'm pretty sure y'all know that. Y'all know that already, but I still have to remind you. Still just want to remind you. Just let you know, okay? All right. I'm just going to take my scissors right here and I'm just going to go through each candle, make sure that the herbs are separate, are far away from the wick as much as possible. Okay, that's good. All right. And there you go, guys. These are exactly how I prepare my chakra candles, okay? And like I said before at the start of the video, you do not have to follow exactly what I'm doing. Customize these candles the way that you want them to be customized, okay? This is how I work with my candles. This is how I work with my chakras, all right? So thank you guys for watching. I hope y'all have a good day today. And I'm just going to take it easy. I'm going to go ahead and just, seal these candles up until it's time for me to use them. But if you like this video, if you like this little project and you want me to show more of stuff that I do, a thumbs up is always appreciated, okay? But this is what I do for my chakras. It's helped me before in the past and it's helped me and it's going to help me again. So I'm going to go ahead and seal these babies up and then I am going to just kind of chill for the rest of the day. So I hope you guys have a good day and stay safe as always. All right? Peace.